Good day. Welcome to your news at noon on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. In your news today, the lifeless bodies of a husband and a wife were on Monday morning reportedly executed by an illegal live wire to the Scotting area east coast of their home. The dead couple has been identified as 32-year-old Sorajani Hansraj and her 39-year-old husband Prahalad Jagnarayan. The Guyana Police Force disclosed that the incident occurred between 19 hours on Sunday and 6 hours on Monday. According to the police, the couple resided with their young daughter in an unpainted wooden structure on the northern side of the Success squatting area. The child related to the police that on Sunday night, her mother informed her that she was going on the road to pick up her father. On Monday morning, when the child woke up and realized her parents were not at home, she left and walked out to the alleyway. The child discovered her parents lying motionless beside each other. And moving on, the government has entered into an agreement with a Sri Lankan firm, Vidulanka PLC, to build a new 1.5 megawatt hydropower project at Kumu, Region 9. The contract was signed on November 22nd to the tune of $12.85 million between the Guyana Energy Agency and Vidulanka PLC. It is understood that the EPC project is being funded by Guyana through the financing from the Islamic Development Bank. And ExxonMobil Corporation on Monday announced that from next year, the company's CEO Darren Woods and other executives will benefit from a 10% increase in their annual salaries. This increase to the oil giant at a time when the company has seen record-shattering profits this year, all owing to the Russia-Ukraine war, which has sent oil prices soaring. We highlighted that for the third quarter, oil major earning was $19.7 billion, while ExxonMobil has announced a 10% annual raise for CEO and executives protecting more than the quote-unquote 2.5% increase. In other news, businessman Glenn Lal has denounced ExxonMobil for erecting a billboard just over Demerara Harbor Bridge with a message that Guyana is getting 52% out of the Stabroek Block deal. The company also indicated on the billboard that Guyana has received more than $280 billion since oil production started here late 2019. Speaking on this issue, Lal said citizens need to know that the cost to erect the very billboard is being recovered by ExxonMobil based on the lopsided contract it signed with the Guyana government. Moving on, ECS Construction and General Supplies has been awarded a $97.4 million contract by the government of Guyana to rehabilitate the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall on Homestretch Avenue. The project was estimated to cost $103.6 million. The National Procurement and Tender Administration Board announced via a website that ECS Construction was awarded the $97 million contract on November 21st. Chief Officer Vishnu Prasad has written to Kaieteur Claudette Singh urging that the electoral body gives consideration to the delay in holding local government elections to facilitate elections registers of voters. Prasad's letter comes days after the APNU-AFC coalition approached the court seeking several declarations and 4 orders intended to nullify the preliminary list of electors and give rise to a new register of voters before local government elections are held. Prasad, in his letter to the Kaieteur, warned that as a major election stakeholder, the coalition's concerns should not be ignored, and as such, he set out several proposals to cure the defects on the lists. And just before we head to a short break, the National Assembly on Monday approved $140 million for the Ministry of Agriculture for a number of drainage works across several regions in the country. The $740 million would cover works such as the rehabilitation of drainage channels in various regions. The time has now moved on. We'll be here shortly after the break.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Right now, children are at an increased risk of sexual abuse, and the perpetrator can be nearer than you think. So stay alert and be aware. Be aware of your neighbors. Be aware of your friends. Be aware of the people you have in your home. Do not become complacent. Protect children now. You can make a report to the police or call the CPA hotline on 227-0979.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
Welcome back. Police have arrested Mohammed Ramzan, also known as Baji, who is wanted in connection with the brutal murder of Samintra Saw, called Auntie Betty, West Coast Berbice. Crime Chief Wendell Blanham confirmed that the 48-year-old man was arrested on December 3rd in the Bushlot village. The man has since denied any involvement in the murder of Saw. Ramzan has since provided an alibi, which is being checked by the police. Roshni Bastio, Saw's great niece, had confessed to the crime and was on Friday remanded to prison until December 14th, when she appeared at the Weldad Magistrates Court. The National Assembly on Monday approved over $2.9 billion as part of an end-of-year request by the government of Guyana to withdraw sums from the contingency fund. The amount represents more than half of the $4.7 billion the government is seeking for supplementary provisions for developmental projects countrywide. Among the sums approved is $1.7 billion for additional resources to support the Linden Electricity Company, Inc. Prime Minister Mark Phillips, who presented the request, was tasked with defending the sum as opposition leader Aubrey Norton and opposition MPs Valdo Lawrence and David Patterson questioned the reason for the hefty sum. President Irfan Ali has led the tributes to Jesuit priest Father Malcolm Rodriguez, who passed away Sunday night at the hospital. Meanwhile, the Catholic media that announced the passing of Rodriguez extended prayers and sympathy to the Jesuit community and the relatives of Father Rodriguez, who died at the age of 81. Ordained to the priesthood in 1973, Father Malcolm taught for many years at the University of Guyana, rising to the post of Deputy Vice Chancellor. And it is time we close things off of today's Kaieteur News. Guyanese criminals preying on Guyanese citizens. A man hit it big in the betting shop. Criminals laid in wait for him, killed him, and robbed him. His grieving family is now fighting for truth and justice. Guyana keeps hitting it big with oil. Political criminals lay in wait to pounce and rob us of present and future prospects. They kill dreams, ravage hopes, and are getting away, for now at least, from looting the oil treasury. And that brings us to the end of today's Music Nuna. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. And that's the news of the moment. Remember, to get the full details of these stories, pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News.